Hello, listener, and welcome to the Factor 50 Football Podcast with me, Michael Grantham. This is episode 24. I don't know if anyone else thought we would get to 24 episodes, but we definitely did not. And yet here we are, still showing up, still going strong, every Wednesday with more weekly Premier League chat and mixed in with a little bit of boring, old, middle-aged dad talk. If you're enjoying the pod, and obviously why wouldn't you be, please make sure you are subscribing and liking wherever you listen to your podcasts, and follow us on social media at Factor 50 Football. We teased it last week, I think. I might be wrong. I don't know if it made the edit. But this week we've been invited onto another football podcast, the BCFC Fanzine TV podcast, which is about, it's a bit of a mouthful, but it's about Birmingham City. And on there, I think we're covering, because we're in the middle of an international break, we're covering international break stuff. So we'll try, I don't know how it works, but we'll try and either put that on our feed or post a link to it or whatever. So keep your eye out on that, or just subscribe and turn on notifications, and then whatever we do, you'll get it sent straight to your electronic door. Your phone.
Electronic door.
It's just a phone, isn't it?
Granddad over there. And I think on that podcast, we are going to cover, and me and Mike are going to choose our England starting 11 for the World Cup as well. So yeah, tune in for that.
Okay, I need to make a note to actually do that then.
Yeah, you do.
I've got till tomorrow. Okay. But yes, listener, as you're still here, you obviously like our football and middle-aged nonsense chat on the pod. So make sure to share the podcast as well. Share it with your friends. If you've got any other boring middle-aged friends who like to reminisce about the good old days of football and berate the modern game and how it's ruining the game like we do on here, we want to reach more people like us. So tell your friends, share the podcast, and help us to get it out there. Talking of boring middle-aged friends, I am joined, as ever, by a man who, as soon as he walks into a pub, he cannot go 5 minutes without saying something, somewhere, about how much he loves an IPA. It is Adam Farrell. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I do love an IPA.
I do love an IPA.
A little fruity beer, but they've always got the weird names, aren't they? Like one of my friends, Simon, always says,
Here we go.
Order some sort of whale sperm IPA or something like that. But,
I wouldn't be surprised if it is just whale sperm.
Oh, it's great. It's really good. And do you know what? The commitment to this pod, we were having massive technical issues because we've been locked out of our other account, and we've somehow found a way to still be here for you guys. So,
Well, you say we, that was entirely you. I've done nothing. So
yeah, I've got a lot of editing to do after this to try and figure out how to get this in your ears. So if you are listening to this, just know I've gone through some pain.
Please don't turn off already.
Yeah, for sure. So how's your week been, mate? Baby shitting? Baby not sleeping? Anything else?
Well, I think actually it's not been too... the boys been sleeping all right, although now I've said that, it'll go to shit again. Henry's currently still in the middle of like a 2.5 hour nap, which is pretty incredible. Had to go in and check he's all right. Yeah, he's still going. I can't hear him, so I think he's still asleep. So he's doing all right. I've got a very manly day today, which I feel like I'm highly unqualified for, because we've got a tip slot this afternoon. I've booked a tip run. Now the weather's getting nicer, we're clearing out the garden, so I've got to get a load of rubbish out of the garden from last year, because obviously the summer ends, you just leave it and just don't go in the garden for 6 months. So now I've got to get rid of all that rubbish. And I've got to go to Wicks later, or I was hoping to get time to go to Wicks later, because we've got to finish. It was like 6 weeks ago, but when the roofers did the outside of the roof, then they did the inside of the roof, and I've still not finished decorating that bit. So I've got to paint the ceiling and install. One of the lights wasn't working, so I've got to put a light in and then paint it and put some trim around the edge, but remove the old trim and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't feel qualified.
That sounds very manly. I definitely would have paid a more manly man to do that.
Well, this is how unmanly I am. I just assumed that when we got the plasterer bloke in, I just assumed they do all that. They'll just walk out and it's all completely perfect and finished. But obviously plasterers don't paint, do they? So it's just bare plaster, which is probably not a good finish to have. So I should probably do something about it. Yeah. So that's my amazing plan.
Yeah. That is quite manly and very, very unusual for you. The manliest thing that ever happened to me was also at a tip. I was tipping some stuff, of course, being super manly, carrying loads.
Lads.
Somebody stopped me and went, "Excuse me, mate, is that your car?" Because I've got a Leap motor, which is like a Chinese electric model. He's like, "I've been thinking of getting that. What's it like?" I was like, "Yeah, mate, it's pretty good. It's got decent mileage. It's got tyres and gear, no
Drives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't even got gears.
I literally don't know what to say.
It's got all those car features, doors and windows and that.
Gets me from A to B. Do you know what I mean?
Decent mileage it.
And then he said, "How many miles to the gallon?" I was out. I've got no idea what that means. So
What are you talking about?
I've got to go. Bye.
I've got to go. I'm just off to the spa.
Yeah. You know me. I love a spa.
Love a spa day. What have you been up to?
Wow, you were. This is sort of embarrassing for me because on the last podcast I was telling people about
Oh.
my friend Rob was coming down from university, and I'm pretty sure I said, "Oh yeah, I'll only have a couple. I'll drive. It'll be okay." And
How did that end up?
it escalated quickly. So he offered to pick me up, which I said, "Okay, that's fine. I'm sure it'll be okay. We'll go out for a nice."
The second you did that's mistake, that's it. You're done. The second you agree to that, you're done.
And this is a Wednesday night. It's midweek. 2 children. So we go out, and then he then tells me everything's been put on his company card, which obviously I hope none of his company listens to this and it gets in trouble. But hey,
I think we'll be all right there.
we would be all right. So we went out for dinner. We went out for some drinks. Had some nice IPAs. A very nice pub.
Of course you did.
Got back at about 1 a.m. on a Wednesday.
Outrageous.
Bear in mind, I had to be up at 6 to get ready for Alma to go to school, and then my diabetes went low, so I probably had about 2 hours sleep.
Jesus.
Eyes glazed, and Ali was like, "What has happened here?"
You're in trouble.
And honestly, I felt horrific, absolutely horrific. I felt ill all day.
And were you working?
Oh yeah, I had to work. I was like, I did sort of move some meetings so I could have the morning just lying there feeling sorry for myself, and then I had meetings in the afternoon. But even in the afternoon, I was sat there on these meetings going, "I feel awful.
I'm going to be sick."
Yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to the stag do because I can't even handle one night out on a Wednesday.
You won't have to work after the stag do, will you? But because we've both booked off without coordinating it. We've both booked off. Have you booked off 2 days?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Post stag do just for recovery. I think we're back on the Monday and I've got till the Thursday off, I think. Because I know I'm going to be ill and hungover and feel like horrible.
Dying. Well, I think the listeners, we've sort of spoken around it, but surely the listeners are here to see you try, Mike, because last time we teased the League Cup final, and if my memory serves me correct on the League Cup final, Arsenal lost.
Oh, there's been a game on us though. Oh, I didn't realise. I thought it's international break, mate. There's no football on now. We're just gonna talk about England and stuff, right?
Old news, moved on. Okay, but look, you lost 2-0 to Man City, which I didn't see coming. I thought you'd win. Talk us through. How did it play out? Was it a Man City dominant performance?
It was fucking shit. Let's just move on. Let's move on.
That's the review. That's all you're getting from this.
No. So I won't get too tactical or anything about it, but it was basically I suppose the mood of the game. We were probably just slight favourites. Started well. Yeah, we started well. Had a good early chance on like 7 or 8 minutes. Havertz, decent save from Trafford. Saka, yeah, it was a good save. And from the follow-up as well, I think it was Saka followed it up and he saved that as well. Then not a lot else happened. We were kind of in control. City didn't have their first shot on goal, on or off target, was 44 minutes, I think it was. So end of the first half. So we had the better of the first half, but as the half was going on, you were starting to see a few problems. We lost that sort of control, and City ended the first half pretty positively. And in the second half, the easiest way of summing it up was that is our worst half of football of the season, probably by quite a way. And we've had bad periods. Like we've lost a couple of games this season. We've only lost 4, But we didn't play well against United. We didn't play well against Villa. We've played badly recently and still managed to get 3 points. But that half against City was just, when you're watching a match, you can just feel like wave after wave of, whether it's your team or the opposition, wave after wave of attack. Maybe not necessarily like, loads and loads of shots, but City were building pressure. They were camped in our half, which is often what we do to opposition. And we just couldn't get out. So we had no real outball. Our technical quality on the ball, so our ability to just keep hold of it, was rubbish. So what that meant, obviously, City are really good on the ball, so they just kept coming at us, and they were building, I'd say, about 10 minutes in the first half, and everyone, it was a surprise Arteta didn't make changes. Arteta didn't make changes at half-time, but within sort of 10 minutes of the second half, you can feel a goal is coming, and if Joe Bloggs sat at the pub watching it knows that something needs to change. Like, why has Arteta not changed it? And the biggest sort of damning thing about Arteta's performance, if you like, in the final was the subs didn't come on till the 66th minute, which is after we were 2-0 down. Yeah. And that is, if he'd have made 1 or 2 changes at half time, like Hincapié was on the yellow card, could have brought Calafiori on earlier. Lots of players were not having a good game. If he'd have made a couple of subs at half time, no one would have been surprised. But he didn't. The pressure was building. Everyone knew a goal was coming. Lo and behold, City get their goal, albeit through a mistake, which will come on to Kepa. And then, so they score, the subs still don't come on, and then they score again, like 4 minutes later. And it's not until the second goal goes in and the game is effectively dead when he makes any changes. And that is, obviously, in a final, you throw one into your own net and you don't adapt as the game goes, you're going to lose. And that's exactly what happened. And the game was done at that point, I think.
Yeah, it's not a good look for Arteta, is it? Do you think this was Pep showing his experience, his ability, that at the moment he's a better manager than Arteta?
I don't know. I think Pep set up. Well, he'd picked obviously like a strategy, which was a good strategy. I'm not saying it was a bad idea, but it was like, if I can work out what the problem is, Mikel Arteta knows what the problem is. The problem for me was he didn't change to like get past what City were doing. So City were playing, basically we had Kepa in goal, not Raya, and we build up. If you watch Arsenal, we build up from the back a lot. Raya is very important. He gives us that extra man in our half to negate either the opposition's press or their forward line, wherever they are. Kepa is nowhere near as good, evidently, as Raya on the ball. And so Pep put 4 attackers across. So out of possession, they're playing like 4-2-4. And the front 4 of Haaland, Doku, Cherky, and Bernardo Silva, I think. Yeah. Their 4 most forward players Semenyo, sorry, Bernardo Silva was in the middle. So those 4 basically just stood across their forward line, so just in front of our defence, and basically said, go on then, play it around us. And without that extra man that Raya creates, we couldn't go anywhere. And there's a weird bit in the second half, I think it was the second half, where Kepa stood on the ball and City, literally no one on the pitch is moving. And it's like 30, 40 seconds where Kepa's just like stood with his foot on the ball, rolling it, and no one's moving. The City attackers are just like, it's almost like you can feel their belief growing, because they're like, oh, this is working. They're fucked. They don't know what to do. So then obviously the solution is go long. Stop trying to play it through them, because you can't, and go over the top and hit. We had Kai Havertz and Gyökeres on the pitch. We should be able to go long. But I was looking, once I'd consoled myself, I was looking at some stats. And the problem, or one of the problems, was Kai Havertz and Gyökeres didn't hold the ball up. They lost loads of duels. So aerially, obviously, when we do decide to go over the top, Havertz won none of 4 aerial duels, and Gyökeres won none of 4 aerial duels. So every single time we went long, the ball just comes back to us. And that's exactly where we lost the game. Subs didn't change it. we did things like Saka was trying to come deep and make a fifth man in our half to beat the press. Just didn't work. Kepa holds onto the ball for way too long. His distribution is not as good as Raya. And the whole thing was just... we were... I wouldn't say it was outclassed, but we were just like... We had no answers. We don't really have that like plan B, I don't think, too often in these games. We just try the same thing, keep doing the same thing, and if it doesn't work, we're a bit screwed.
Yeah,
so there we go.
That's interesting because Arteta, for me, has previously been a manager that's like not picked just one style of play. I know he's got a bit of a thread of what he does, but he often can. Yeah, he's got players who can find different solutions, which obviously he didn't do here. But obviously, probably his biggest mistake, do you think, is starting Kepa over Ryan?
I mean, the performance answers that question, doesn't it? Kepa's performance, that it was a mistake. When I listened to all the pre-match stuff and thinking about who's he going to pick, the biggest starting 11 discussion was about the keeper, and that surprised me because in my head I'm picking David Raya as a cup final. The reason he's picked Kepa is we talked about it in the last pod and we praised him for it, for keeping the whole squad involved.
Yeah.
And obviously Kepa is his League Cup goalkeeper, so he got us to the final. So if you then go back on your word to him, you lose him and probably the other players who are not necessarily starting players. They then think, oh, hang on, you've been telling us we're really important and we have roles to play in different competitions, but now you're not willing to, you get to an important match and you don't play us anymore. So I understand why he started Kepa, but for me, just give Kepa some league games to show that he's important. Like early in the season, you could give him Leeds at home or Wolves at home, although actually the Wolves game at home was really difficult. No, we won, but we won in the 94th minute or something with two own goals. But there's other ways of showing squad players they're important. You don't have to play them in a cup final. I know it's the League Cup and it's the fourth most important trophy of all of them, but it's still a cup final, and it would have been a really big win for us. And I think you were about to say then, Pep started his number 2 goalkeeper, so it's not like it's a bad decision in itself. The performance, it's outcome based, right? And Trafford kept them in the game at 0-0 early in the first half. So that one is the right decision, and the starting Kepa is the wrong decision. It's just about how the goalkeeper plays ultimately, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fine margins. Like you said, Pep did the same thing. And the only thing that might have played into my thinking there for not starting Kepa is that he doesn't have a great reputation in League Cup finals.
He's shit. No.
The last League Cup final he refused to come off.
I think that was like 2019. And then there's a 2019 when he refused to come off. And then there was maybe 2022 or 2023 when he took one of the penalties and missed.
Oh, yeah.
As well. So he's now played 3 League Cup finals, and you could blame him for... I think Chelsea... Did they lose when he refused to come off?
Yeah, I don't think they would.
So, yeah. So he's been sort of culpable in 3 League Cup finals for not winning it. It's like there's a sign there somewhere, Mikel. You should probably take note of that. But he didn't. He made his decision, and I respect him for sticking to his guns. But I think there's other ways he could have done it. And if you're in a final, play best team.
Yeah, I agree. It just opens it up for this sort of criticism, doesn't it? And
yeah. And rightly so. Like he wasn't good enough. Our players weren't good enough. You have to hold your hands up and say, yeah, we didn't deserve to win it. So
what I would say is, again, playing into the thinking, James Trafford is very good with his feet. Like he's a good goalkeeper with his feet. He sort of plays into the way Man City play. Kepa, totally different goalkeeper to Ryan. So again, it's going to fundamentally change how you play, I think. So yeah, poor decision, I think, from Arteta. Beforehand, you said this game would have you said it would have an impact on the league run-in. How are you feeling after it? And I'll just say that I heard O'Reilly talk after, because obviously he scored both the goals after the game, and he was saying that he smells blood at the minute. All the Man City players can smell blood.
Well, they would say that now, won't they? But they're still 9 points behind. it will have an impact. Like psychologically, the worst bit is now the next 2 or 3 weeks till the next league game. We have to sit there and just take all this criticism, and the media will now build the story of like, oh, runners up, second again, it's going to happen again, and the players have just got to wear that because they played shit and they deserve to lose. So they can't have any complaints about what the media write about them because they weren't good enough, and they need to take it. The one thing that fills me with hope is this is the first of hopefully more finals this season. It's the least important. Learn from that. Get the shit performance out of the way. Because can you imagine if they turned up in a Champions League final and played like that?
Well, I was going to ask you, are you worried about two things: performances in finals and the players not turning up, and two, Arteta's ability to get you across the line in a final?
I still think we'll win something. If we win any of the remaining three, or one of the league and the Champions League, it will be one of the greatest seasons in our club's history, and no one will remember the League Cup final. What you don't want is it to then spark a run of terrible results, because I know you ask about being worried about playing like that again in another final, but if we play like that again, we won't be in another final, so it won't matter. If we play like that, Southampton will knock us out the FA Cup. So they are, yeah. Apparently, not when we watch them, but in every other game now. So the thing they've been good at this season is bouncing back from losses. I think the 3 other games we've lost, they've gone on 16, 17, 18 game unbeaten runs. They need to do that now because it's a very important. This is winning season, isn't it? This is the part of the season where the first 8 months, obviously they're important to keep you in contention for things. But then once you're in contention, between now and May, you got to win. You got to win your games. But it doesn't matter how you play, you've got to win. I think I like the fact we've got. I think it's the Southampton game in the FA Cup next, then Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League, and then it's Bournemouth in the Premier League. So we're not straight back into Premier League action. And the Bournemouth game. So if we get a couple of good wins in the cups, the Bournemouth game is at home. If we win that, we play before Man City, so we would go 12 points clear. And then the next day, City are away at Chelsea, which that might be a banker, the way they're playing. But if they suddenly remember how to play football, that could be a tricky game for them as well. So it's still in the balance, but it's not. All hope is not lost.
I still think you'll win the league, but I've said it before. It'd be so funny if you don't. It'd be so funny. And I've been on this podcast all season with somebody who's called Michael Grantham, who keeps saying the quad is on. It's no longer anymore, my friend.
The quad technically is not off because the new fourth one can be Spurs getting relegated. It's the new quad.
The quad is still on.
Yeah, it should have been a great weekend for Arsenal fans because Spurs got pumped 3-0, Chelsea lost 3-0, you drew, which we'll get to in a second. Like, there's loads of great games for us to have watched there. Liverpool lost as well, didn't they? Yeah. It should have been a great weekend, and we fucked it up.
You did, big time.
Yeah.
One last thing that came to mind. Obviously, Eze didn't play because he got injured.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that had a big impact? Like, he's in good form.
Yeah. He was playing really well. And Havertz is great, but his best football for us is up front, not in central midfield. And he's a very different type of player, and he's not match fit still. He looks a shadow of the player he was last season, before he was injured last season as well. But he's missed so much football. He's barely played for like 18 months. So his physical level is just not. I'm not saying he's done and he's finished, but he's not there yet. And it did make a difference. We don't without Eze or Ødegaard, that technical control on the ball is just not good enough. Marino as well is out. Nwaneri's on loan, so suddenly we've got fucking no players for central midfield, which is great considering we've got a massive squad. But hopefully Ødegaard will be back after the international break, I think. So there we go. Enough of that. Let's move on. Let's put that one in the rearview mirror. Forget about it, Arsenal fans. We'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
Should we talk about United?
Yeah, let's talk about United. Obviously some controversy there as well. Dropped some points. 2-2 draw.
I didn't see anything controversial in that game. So you're on our little notes thing. Should we go straight to the controversial bit?
Yeah, 100%. We don't need to dissect the game. Let's go straight to
Yeah. So your first note that you wrote was why are refs so shit?
When I wrote that, I was like, I sound like Mike.
So explain what happened.
So I think, and this is going to sound totally immodest, but I think I'm usually pretty good at like not getting too irate at referees and actually being on their side.
You don't get irate enough. Yeah, you don't get irate enough.
I think I'm pretty good. And look, when I watch this back, and I've watched the replays time and time again of Ahmad's foul, which wasn't foul, and then obviously Evan Nielsen and Maguire, I can see why the ref has given the Evan Nielsen one and not given the Ahmad one. So the only reason I can see is really Evan Nielsen's running at huge pace directly at Maguire and is about to go literally in on goal. But if you look at the actual contact made, the same amount of contact is made on Ahmad, if not a little bit more forcefully on Ahmad than there is on Evan Nielsen. I appreciate Evan Nielsen's moving at a faster pace, so a little bit of contact's going to send you off more than it would do Ahmad, who's cutting in. So he's almost like his momentum stops almost a little bit. But there is still a push on Ahmad inside the box. So I can see both being a penalty. And I think
that's it.
I think they both should have been a penalty. I think if one is a pen, the other one's probably a pen as well. You've got a different opinion, I think, from the notes I saw on the
well,
docket.
I think so. It's weird. I agree that the Maguire foul on Evan Nielsen is a penalty because he's got his arm across to block him. I think the red card we don't need to debate because if it's a foul and he's in, he's going to shoot. It's denying. So the red card is, if it's a foul, then it's a red card. If it's not a foul, then it's not a red card. But so I agree that in today's game, in the modern game, that's a foul and a penalty. I just think the bar for a penalty should be higher. So yes, I think the referee got it right and he should give a penalty for it, but I think the rule is wrong. And because the penalty is football's a low-scoring game, generally, and a penalty is a massive, it's like an 85% chance of scoring a goal. So if you're going to give somebody in a low-scoring game a massive, massive chance of scoring a goal, it should be for something pretty severe. And like Evan Nielsen could probably just stay on his feet and shoot. And I don't think it's enough to warrant a penalty. But having said that, yeah, I think it's a penalty because Maguire's blocked him off. I would just like to see that bar raised and then change the rules a bit. And I think a similar thing with the was it Truffert on Ahmad. I think that's similar. The difference I think is that that's like shoulder to shoulder. So I think the referee's just gone, well, they're kind of barging into each other, play on. The controversy with that one is Bournemouth run up there and score.
Yeah, literally.
So that would be like a 2-goal swing, right? Their goal gets cancelled out and you get a penalty. So I can see the controversy. I think the penalty rules are a bit shit. I don't like seeing penalties for soft stuff, but I think it is a pen.
The biggest issue is the VAR. I think when VAR came in, rightly or wrongly, fans then assumed that we're going to get a lot more consistency from referees. And that just hasn't happened. And it's not going to happen because it's still a human being judging the situation.
Yeah.
I just think in that situation the VAR should, and I know they checked it, I think it should be given for Ahmad being a penalty. It feels unjust, Mike. It's unjust.
God, stop moaning about the refs. United fans always moan about refs.
And obviously,
I think
United have raised a complaint, haven't they, to
they have, yeah, because they're entitled little wankers. But yeah, excuse me, we're Manchester United Football Club. You can't wrong us. Yeah, because that's never happened to your opposition in the history of your football club.
That is the most, You've definitely done that. How many times have you complained? Arteta complained to PJ Mount. That's got to be loads, surely.
Arteta, never.
Yeah, never. Okay, right. I'm going to do some.
You bring a case to me, mate, and we'll dissect it. To my recollection, he's never complained. Oh no, he's verbally complained to the media, but I don't remember Arteta ever lodging a complaint. But I'm open to hear it. I think people more. My point is, you were saying about how Arsenal fans complain about refs. My point is, because of the tribalism in football, we're too busy slagging each other off, and no one's actually looking at how good the refs and the VAR procedure is, and I think it's dreadful.
I think the refs and VR are getting some stick. Obviously, they are massively protected by each other. Is the big thing. I do think I was going to talk about this. Like, why do you think refereeing is so bad at the moment? Is it because actually it's not that bad, realistically, but the rise of social media and everything being so black and white, does it seem worse, or is it actually worse?
I think it's actually worse, and it seems worse because there's more coverage, more replays, everything's filmed, everything's on TV, so that shines a spotlight on it. And I think the standard of refereeing has got worse and worse because now, like with VAR, referees can basically just go, "I'm not going to make a decision. I'll just leave it." If they have to do like decide a contentious thing, they've got that safety net, so they're just going to go, "I'll leave it." And then the VAR goes, "We'll leave it as well," and the on-field decision will obviously then stands. So there's just like, "Oh, I'll pass the buck to you. I'll pass it right back to you," and nothing happens. Which I think is bullshit. I also think referees, like there's lots of very good ones. When you watch Champions League games, which I'm not sure if you remember, but when you watch a Champions League game,
fuck you, man.
Such an easy shot.
Next year.
Yeah, I think you will be in it. But when you like European games, the decisions are made quicker. The game flows a lot more. I think the European handball rule is too strict. But other than that, it's like just you can see that the standard of refereeing is much better in general. So go and get, like in the same way that we go and get the best players, go and get the best referees, pay them what they deserve, because I don't think they're paid that much, referees. And then like the standard of refereeing is going to go up, but they're all like, it's the same group of people from the same place in the same country, all making... it's like Mike Riley and Mike Dean and Howard Webb and all their drinking buddies from the northwest of England. Like, there's other people who are good at refereeing, much better than you. Use them.
The only thing I would say to give a balanced view, when you're watching European football, quite often you're watching Champions League, Europa League, maybe, if you're us. And they are generally...
Conference.
They get given those games because they are the best referees in...
Yeah.
In Spain or in France. Like, you're not seeing the general refereeing pool that is in France and Spain. But I agree with your point. You could go, okay, well, let's go get a Spanish referee who referees all the Champions League games. We're going to pay him a load of money and come referee English games. I think that is probably not far off from maybe coming in, I think, in the future.
I think it'd be good, yeah. And VAR, like you said about it's still a human being looking at the screen and making a decision. Just use VAR for the black and white stuff, so like offside, set your offside rule, draw the line wherever you draw it, and then just use VAR for that stuff, and like checking for obvious stuff that the referee's missed, like somebody goes 2-footed into somebody's shin. So like violent conduct, denying goal scoring opportunities, offsides, and then the rest of it, just use really good referees to get the right decision 9 times out of 10.
I fully agree. But the cat's out the bag. Like, they're just not going to get...
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying that will happen, but I think that should happen. But, yeah.
I agree. And actually, in the grand scheme of things, I'm complaining, but we listed off those results before. It wasn't a terrible weekend for United. We picked up a point. I know Villa won, so they're within a point of us now, but Liverpool and Chelsea losing. Pretty good.
Yeah. And your chances of top 5, so just looking at the table, where are we? I've got the table up here, hang on. You're in third still on 55. Villa won, so they're 54. You've all played the same games. Liverpool in 5th, clinging on to 5th, 49 points. So there's a bit of a gap opened up there. And then Chelsea in 6th, 48 points. So you are 7 points clear of falling out of the Champions League places. I think we said it last time, didn't we? Although you're going to drop points, everyone's just dropping so many points. 7 points. I can't see Chelsea, unless they win all of their remaining games, which I can't see happening. Can't see them making that up.
Yeah, exactly. We should get it. If we don't, it'd be a massive disappointment.
So here's a question: how far down does this go, the top 5 race? Who's actually in the top 5 race? Because if we look beyond Chelsea, you've got Brentford 2 points behind, Everton, same points, 46. Fulham are 2 points behind that. Like, Brighton and Sunderland are a point behind that. It's very close in that area of the table. Who's in the top 5 race?
It's close, but anyone from Chelsea upwards is. Anyone below.
So you don't think Brentford and Everton are in the race?
Brentford and Everton are not. They're too inconsistent. Like, if you look at Brentford's recent games, they've won actually only 1 of their last 5 in the Premier League.
Have they?
Yeah, Everton have won 3 of their last 5, but the other 3 have been.
Yeah.
Sorry, 3 of their last 6, but the other 3 have been losses. So, it's for me, they're not consistent enough to get up there. The middle of the table is so congested. There's loads of people getting up to that point. You go, oh my god, they could be in contention for Champions League places, and they lose a couple of games, and then they are 13th because it's so congested in there. So
yeah,
I think you can hype it up, but they're not anywhere near.
I reckon my long shot is Everton. Might sneak in there. I reckon they're playing really well. They were really good against us and Moisey.
Big fan of Moisey, even though he did shit with us, but I like him. He's like one of the last old school managers sticking around, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Still doing
Yeah.
well. Okay, fine.
Other action?
We've got some stuff to get through, mate. There's been some other action. So you mentioned it before. Spurs lose 3-0 to Forest. That felt like a huge game, didn't it? Huge loss.
It was a huge game, wasn't it? It was a relegation 6-pointer. And if it wasn't for West Ham losing to Villa, wasn't it? They played. Yeah. They would be in the relegation zone now. Yeah. And so the next round of fixtures, this is really exciting. West Ham are at home to Wolves, and Spurs. Who have Spurs got? They're away at someone quite good, or someone decent, I think.
Wolves
hang
are
on.
in good form. Wolves only lost 1 of the last 6.
They are, yeah. Sunderland. So Spurs are away at Sunderland. West Ham are at home to Wolves. Wow. So if those, you would probably expect, and I know Wolves are in good form. They've won a couple recently. But if West Ham beat Wolves and Spurs lose away at the Stadium of Light, which is a stadium Sunderland have lost twice at this season, then they will be in the relegation zone with 6 games left to play.
Yeah.
Shit's getting real, Spurs fans.
Shit's getting very real. I'm surprised Tudor's still in the job. So I predicted on the last podcast they would give him the Liverpool game, they would lose that game, and then they would get rid of him and bring someone in for the Forest game. Obviously, that didn't happen.
Do you think them equalising and drawing at Liverpool has kind of fucked them over? Because they got that point, so they're like, oh, we'll keep Tudor. And now they're,
Yeah, I think so. And then, look, unfortunately, condolences to Tudor. Obviously, his dad's passed away. I think
that is terrible.
That's a difficult problem for Spurs as well. Like, you're going to look pretty heartless if you sack a manager after their dad's died. Obviously, now you've got a long period of time before the next Premier League game. I'm convinced he'll be gone at some point in the next 2 weeks of the international.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much difference it will make at this point. I don't know who they can get in that's going to really change it, because they've done the new manager thing. It hasn't worked. I don't know.
I agree, but you've got to change something, because you've got
to try.
You've got to. If you keep Tudor and he carries on like this, you're in deep shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, awful.
And we watch on with bated breath.
Do you one final question on that? Do you genuinely want Spurs to get relegated?
I don't know. Like, yes, because I think it'd just be hilarious. And they'll really struggle because, like, they've got lots of players on high wages, and I think they have got like relegation clauses in the players' contracts, which makes me laugh because that means when they're signing those contracts, they're genuinely thinking, "Oh, we could get relegated. Why would you put the clause in?" Although maybe it's just a blanket thing in the league. I don't know. But they'll struggle, won't they? Like, financially and stuff from not being in the Premier League. So I think it would be hilarious. I do enjoy the North London derby because we've won so many in a row. It's great. Yeah, I don't really care. Like, I'm focused so much on what we could win that I'm not really bothered what happens with them. I think it would be funny if they go down. So I'll say yes, I'd like them to get relegated, but ultimately I don't care about them enough. I just want us to win stuff.
Which you're not at the minute. You're losing as well. So So yeah,
Yeah.
I want Spurs to go down. I think it's be good for the league. It's like a fun thing to happen. I like it.
Yeah, like a new team come up, they can piss off. Lovely.
So for once, we're actually on. We've timed the pod recording perfectly because there's been some breaking news yesterday that Mohamed Salah is leaving Liverpool at the end of this season. So all that fat for signing a new contract at the end of last season, coming into this season, obviously had that bit where he wasn't getting played, came out to the media, and now it's obviously all been agreed at the end of the season he will leave, contract will be finished, and he's moving on.
Terminated.
So I guess it's the perfect chance to reflect: is Salah a Premier League great?
It's very easy to say no because he's a wanker. He scored so many goals against us. But no, he is. He's got to be up there with some of the best players ever in the Premier League. I said that as if I was asking a question, but that is also my opinion. I think he is one of, I don't know, top 10 players in Premier League history. I was looking at the numbers. Did you see the numbers that I put into our little sheet? So,
Read him out.
just to summarise his Premier League achievements, 323 appearances. This is just the league. 191 goals, which is the fourth highest of all time in the Premier League. 93 assists, which is the eighth highest of all time. So he's in the top 10 for both. And the only other player to feature in the top 10 for both goals and assists is, can you guess, or have you already read it?
I already read it, but I would have guessed Wayne.
Yeah, so I think Rooney's like third and fifth or something. And I think everyone would say Wayne Rooney is one of the best players to have played in the Premier League. Unfortunately, I felt sick saying that. I vomited in my mouth there. And I think Salah is for me as a fan of neither club. He's similar to Rooney in that you have to admire what he's achieved. You might hate him because he plays for an opposition, a rival, but you've got to admire how good those numbers are and how much he's won since he joined Liverpool. So for me, yes, easy question. He's one of the greatest. The prick.
So for me, if I answer this question, I think yes and no. I think he's definitely one of
Oh,
the Premier League's best players.
I can hear the Liverpool fans screaming already.
But he gets nowhere near a Premier League all-time 11. No.
Really?
No.
Who you put on the right then? Ronaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo can go on the right-hand side. There's loads of people you can put on that right-hand side compared to Salah.
Salah's done so much more than Ronaldo in the Premier League. In the Premier League.
Yeah, I can understand that. But I think for me...
So if you're doing an all-time Premier League 11, you've got to put Salah over Ronaldo.
No. Maybe, but I think there might be other options that you can go instead of...
Who else would go there?
I mean, if you're looking at...
Saka.
We can force people in there, but if you're going for striking from forwards, you've got Shearer, Rooney, Henry. Like, which one... Are you leaving any of those three out and replacing them with Salah?
It's tricky, isn't it? Because I wouldn't get rid of any of them, but then you've got to pick a formation. You've got to put them in a formation somehow. So you need like a right... So who would play on the right out of those three? I mean, Henry could play off the left, which is he did a lot anyway.
Yeah, Rooney did the same.
Shearer would be a centre forward. So can Rooney play on the right?
Yeah, you can play anywhere, mate. Play right back. I just think if I was listing out the Premier League's best 11, top 10 players or whatever, he's not in that list. I think he's great. I think he's a really good player. He's done amazing stuff. Like last season was incredible, but I just don't think he's at that level. That's my opinion.
That's mad. With those numbers.
Numbers aren't everything, mate. It's got the
Well, they're
old
quite
eye
important.
test, the old eye test.
Yeah, I've done the eye test. I've watched him smash one in the top corner against us about 17 times. I think he's quite good, annoyingly.
He is quite good. I'm not saying he's not good. This isn't a Salah bashing thing. I'm just presenting that I don't think he's in an all-time Premier League 11.
Lunatic. I think the numbers he's put up over the seasons, and over 9 years as well, is just ridiculous. He is top. And like the stuff Liverpool have won, most of those trophies are largely because of him. Take him out and they probably like probs, don't care. But probably like if you took him out of those last 9 seasons, Liverpool wouldn't have anywhere near as many titles and cups. So he's got to be. He's an all-time great. Is he the greatest Liverpool player to have played in the Premier League?
No.
You say Gerrard, aren't you?
I Yeah, you can go Gerrard, probably in our era. Yeah, I don't know. I think
God, you don't like Mo Salah, do you?
He doesn't get me off my feet excited like a Gerrard would. Do you know what I mean? I think it's something about his technique where he hasn't got like the perfect technique. Do you know what I mean? He's not like silky.
Yeah, he's not like the tidiest of players.
I know he can dribble well and he can skipping him out of players and stuff. It's just not for me, mate. It's not for me.
Not my cup of tea. Right, well, I look forward to you getting absolutely annihilated on social media by Liverpool fans. Please write in, Liverpool fans, and tell Farrell how much of an idiot he is. I'm not defending Salah. I don't love him, but I can recognise game. He's one of those players who plays for other clubs who just irritatingly good, like Aguero, De Bruyne. Like I don't want to like him, but yeah.
It's I love how you said that. I thought you were going to stop. He's like one of those players who play for other clubs.
You know what I mean? Like the players who you kind of like, but you have to hate because they played for other teams. But if you had played for you, they'd be like one of your favourite players.
Never really enjoyed watching them.
Okay, there we go. So Mo Salah shit. Move on.
Mo Salah shit. Right, we've got a listener question, haven't we?
We have, yeah, from another random listener.
Who is this question from? Is this from what's this person's
Juan? Have we had Juan?
We've had Juan before.
We've had Juan.
Yeah,
We've done Johan? We've had Johan.
Johan maybe, yeah.
Johanna,
yeah.
yeah. So this listener question comes from my mate John, who asks, what is the best game you've ever watched, like in person or on TV or whatever, best game you've ever seen as a neutral, so it can't involve your own club?
Yeah, okay. Well, my answer to this...
Have you got any ideas?
Well, ironically, as I was just bashing Salah, even though he wasn't involved in this, it is a Liverpool game in 2005 Champions League final.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's a good one, yeah.
I remember being in my friend's kitchen and he was a Liverpool fan and just riffing to Trent like, ha ha ha, you are losing, you're going to lose, this is so funny.
Who's this?
So, do you know who this is? This is Dwight.
Dwight! That guy.
Back in Fowler Hill days.
What's he doing these days?
No idea.
Dwight, not Dwight.
Yeah, Dwight. And yeah, incredible comeback. And just one of those moments where I go, football is just amazing. Like, you just want to get out.
Yeah. Imagine if that had happened to your team as well. That would be incredible.
I know, it would be so good.
Yeah.
I mean,
We
we
had
had by 99, which is great, but then...
Yeah, we had a taste of it with the League Cup, FA Cup final, 2014. Not this League Cup final.
Yeah. Still on the brain.
It's haunting my dreams. Yes, Freudian slip. It's haunting my dreams. When we the whole comeback, that was good. Not Champions League final though. But.
You can't compare. If you just compared the Liverpool Champions League win to Arsenal coming back against Hull.
Yeah, cup final comeback.
Jesus Christ, you really need to win some trophies, mate. small time up. Anyway, what was?
So where are you? Who's top of the league?
Who's won more Premier League than you? Have you won a Champions League yet? Come through and won a Champions League.
Oh! Look at our history because we've got nothing recent to boast about. Let's just go back 20 years.
To boast about.
We're top of the league.
Wait till you win it.
Come back to me when we win the treble this season. We'll be fine.
It's already downgraded from the quad.
The treble's on.
Treble's on. Alright, what's your game?
I've got a few shouts. So this one. Ah.
You always make that joke and you still laugh at it every time.
It's just really funny. Sorry, no. My what were my games? There was a game a couple of years ago. I'm not sure if I'm a neutral because it's a Spurs game. I just found it really funny. It was 4-3 Liverpool Spurs in the league. I think it was 2023, and Liverpool went 3-0 up inside like 20 minutes. Spurs came back in the second half. To equalise 3-3. It was the one where Richarlison equalised and ran around like doing the chicken and swirling his shirt around. And then from the kickoff, Diogo Jota, rest his soul, ran through and scored in like the 95th minute or something to win 4-3. And that was like, just the way it went was just hilarious. So I enjoyed that, but I'm not entirely neutral there. Completely neutral games. Barcelona PSG in the Champions League 2017? 2016, 2017? I wrote it down earlier. 2017. So the first leg was 4-0 PSG in France, and then the replay, the second leg, was 6-1. I don't know if you remember that. To Barcelona. And on the 88th minute, PSG were like 5-2 up or something, or 5-3 up. And Barcelona scored 3 times in the last 5 minutes or something. That was a crazy game. And I also enjoyed Liverpool. There's another Liverpool game. A lot of Liverpool loving on this podcast. They won. They beat Norwich 5-1. It was less the game and more of what I was doing. So me and Ian McEwen, friend of the pod, we were at his uni house watching that game, like pre-drinking, playing FIFA and stuff, drinking a Lambrini, living the dream. Holston Pills and Lambrini. I still remember that. And I think Luis Suarez scored 4, and they were 4 of the most outrageous goals against John Ruddy, who he literally picked the ball up anywhere, just smash it and it'd go in, and it was just one of the best individual performances I've ever seen. And it was also quite funny because we just kept laughing at John Ruddy. He'd conceded like 9 goals against Luis Suarez in 3 games or something. It was hilarious.
Poor John. Poor big John.
Yeah, that was good fun. And the last one I'd mention actually is the World Cup final when Zidane headbutted Materazzi, because that was just for drama. That was like, oh my god, what have you done?
That was great.
Yeah.
Okay, great question from Johan. So if you've got any other questions...
No, it was Joanna, wasn't it, that one?
Yeah, Johanna.
Nudge, nudge.
All these J's keep emailing in with these.
Weird, isn't it, how that works?
If you do have some questions, so Mike's best friend John doesn't have to keep messaging in.
Give the man some peace, let him have a week off.
Yeah. And John looks exactly like you do, which is very strange.
He does. My nickname was Giant John when we used to work together.
Yeah. What's that for size of body? Or...
Yeah, I was just like bigger than him, I think. Although he's like 6 foot, I'm not that much bigger than him, but maybe it was an insult. I don't know. I take it as in a positive way.
Take it positive. Okay. Well, let's move on to... Oh, do we have to?
Here we go. Yeah, this is the best bit.
Absolutely dreadful.
Predictions.
At the start of last week, it was 20 points to you, 15 points to me. It was absolute daylight. Then we had Bournemouth versus United. I predicted 2-1 United. Again, could have happened. Didn't happen. You predicted a draw. So
I did. You were right. You can't get United games right, can you?
And then League Cup final, you predicted Arsenal to win. I predicted a draw, and neither of those happened. So I got both results wrong, which means a minus point. Which put me on 14. Got 1 point, which puts you on 21. So it's 21 points to you.
Big gap.
15 points to me. That. Oh dear.
That feels insurmountable with 6 games to go.
Yeah. Even if I get 2 perfect scores,
You're still behind.
yeah, I'm still behind.
But if I get 2 results wrong, you know,
There's hope.
I think the minus point does make it interesting because you can have a big swing. Neither of us got the score right, but because I got +1, you got -1, it feels like a big swing in 1 week. So
I'm assuming, because obviously it's internationals, are we doing the England games?
oh yeah, oh god yeah.
So
Oh man, I have no idea. Who are England even playing?
England are playing Uruguay and Japan. So we're playing Uruguay on Friday and Japan on Tuesday.
Can't wait to not watch those games. That'll be fun.
Let's do those games. Okay, so England
Okay.
versus Uruguay. I predicted first last time, so you get to go first this time.
This is England Uruguay.
England Uruguay. England are at home.
I haven't got a fucking clue.
These are really hard to predict.
Uruguay are quite good defensively, aren't they? But then we've got a lot of attacking talent. I'm going to go 2-1 England. I'll go home win.
2-1 England. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will go for... Yeah, Uruguay are decent.
Trying to think who play. Does that bloke who plays for Atletico still play for them? He's like 45 years old now.
I'm going to go 2-0 England.
Okay.
Okay. And then we have got England versus Japan. So I will go for. What do I go for in this? I'm going to go for 4-0 England.
Ooh, big one. This is at Wembley again, right? They're not travelling to Japan, are they? You gone 4-0 England?
4-0.
I'll go 1-0 England. I reckon that's going to be boring.
They're always boring.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
true.
Great. Well, that's another Facts 50 pod finished. When we do our next one, we would have done a quarter of a century of podcasts.
Is that a big milestone? Do we need to do something special for that? Actually, no, it's international break, isn't it? So we need to do something different next week.
We do need to do something different, which we've not thought about at all.
No.
So we can't choose anything.
Just tune in next week.
We'll think of something great, you know.
Yeah.
And if you're around, watch out for us on the BCFC Fanzine TV podcast, which we are recording tomorrow night. So hopefully that'll be out before the weekend.
Yeah.
Send in your messages, send in your questions, like, share, do whatever you want with the pod. Give it some loving.
Big it up. Come on, guys.
See you next week for a special.
Bye-bye.